Welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Operatives of Bauchi State Police Command arrest 62-year-old man Tahir Ahmed for production of fake Naira notes. Ex-user gets 1 million Naira reward for insulting popular Nigerian singer Chike for gaining fame through late singer Mohbad. Iran rejects European countries' attempts at mediation amid rising tensions in the Middle East. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. The Kogi State Police Command of the Nigerian Police Force has issued a high alert to all operatives ahead of the Supreme Court's judgment on the 2023 Kogi State governorship election scheduled for August 16, 2024. The command is concerned about political unrest due to the outcome of the judgment, which involves Governor Usman Ahmed Ododo of the All Progressives Congress APC and Alhaji Mohammed Murtala Ajaka of the Social Democratic Party SDP. To ensure public safety, the police command has directed all formations and divisions to implement visible policing and show-of-force tactics across the state. This was contained in an internal memo which Clearview News Desk obtained and partly read. The Supreme Court of Nigeria will on Friday 16th August 2024 at Abuja deliver its judgment in the case between the Executive Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, who was elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC, against the Social Democratic Party SDP Kogi State gubernatorial candidate Alhaji Mohammed Murtala Ajaka and other governorship candidates and their political parties. It is pertinent to recall that His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo had earlier won the case at the Election Petition Tribunal, where he was declared as the duly elected governor of Kogi State at the November 11, 2023 polls. The victory was also affirmed by the Court of Appeal. Remarkably, the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment is a source of concern in the security arena of the state, as political gladiators and their supporters may turn the celebration of victory or loss into an avenue to cause chaos that could give rise to grave animosity against whichever side the judgment might favor or fail. Such might result in serious disturbance of public peace. Therefore, all hands must be on deck to ensure there is no breakdown of law and order. A 62-year-old man, Tahir Ahmed, has been arrested by the operatives of Bauchi State Police Command for the production of fake Naira notes. The police public relations officer of the command, Ahmed Wakil, disclosed on Tuesday in a press release that the incident occurred after a concerned citizen from Jos North local government area in Plateau State boarded a commercial vector vehicle from Sabongari Narabi, Toro local government area in Bauchi State en route to Bauchi. When he arrived Tilden Fulani Market in Toro local government area of Bauchi State, he met a 62-year-old man named Tahir Ahmed, who joined the journey to Bauchi. While on transit, it was gathered that Ahmed allegedly transformed some papers into new 1,000 Naira notes through what appeared to be ritualistic chanting, giving rise to suspicion that the notes might be counterfeit. He said a good Samaritan reported to the police station when the travelers arrived Bauchi Metropolitan around Yandoka Road. According to Wakil, after a series of interrogations, the suspect reportedly admitted to the crime, and the sum of 238,000 Naira suspected to be counterfeit notes were recovered from him. Meanwhile, the PPRO further said investigations are ongoing to uncover further details related to this incident, stating that the Command Police Commissioner Awal Mohammed has instructed the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department to send a request later to the Central Bank of Nigeria for forensic analysis to determine the authenticity of the suspected currency notes. Since gaining her independence on 1st October 1960, Nigeria has been a signatory to several national and international treaties and laws aimed at protecting children from all forms of violence. In spite of this, it is rather unfortunate that the rights of children is still yet to be fully upheld due to a number of socio-economic challenges, from limited access to education to poor health care, poverty, insecurity, gender and sexual-based violence, among others. Many children in Nigeria are faced with hard times. Clearview News Desk, in conjunction with the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism and support from the MacArthur Foundation, carried out a special report on underage mining in Nasarawa State to unravel the untold stories behind illegal mining, drug abuse, and even crime. The report.
It was around 3 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. While their peers were learning in school or playing games after a long day of academic activities, these children, poverty-stricken, with little or no parental guidance, were in the bellies of gold pits, working to earn a few naira notes, because if they do not, food will elude them back at home or wherever it is they retire to for the night. This is the story of disadvantaged children and orphans who work side by side adults in a gold mining site in Nasarawa State. This they do to make a living, help their mothers, and put themselves through school. However, they are bereft of protective gears and air-purifying respirators. Nasarawa State is in the north-central region of Nigeria, bordered to the east by the states of Taraba and Plateau, to the north by Kaduna State, to the south by the states of Benue and Kogi, and to the west by the Federal Capital Territory. Known as the home of solid minerals, the state has tremendous potentials in solid minerals. It is on record that the state is blessed with the largest deposits of several viable solid minerals, including coking coal, barite, lead, gold, marble, zinc, and lithium, and also plays host to most of the active solid minerals development companies. This is even as the state is currently producing barite that is used in drilling petroleum and marble that is sold across the country. However, the fact is that at the moment, about 70% of mining activities in Nasarawa State are carried out by artisanal miners, and unfortunately, women and children form a considerable percentage of the workforce in this sector. A little over noon on a Monday afternoon, I and my team set out to a community along the Abuja-Kefi Expressway, only 33 kilometers away from the Federal Capital Territory. It took over an hour before we arrived at our destination. Our team was led on a motorcycle by one of the locals in the village to a mining site located in the outskirts of the community. It's a jungle out here, as I see young men, women, and children scattered across a large expanse of land, each manning a big hole with the belief that within the stones and debris lies gold, which can solve their numerous financial challenges. My guide speaks with them in Hausa, a language widely spoken among the natives and residents, and assures them that our visit is for good. As we move, we come across a huge underground pit, and to my surprise, I see underaged boys carrying sacks of stones and rocks believed to contain deposits of gold. The leader in charge of this portion, a young adult named Zachariah, also called Dada, says he and other children took up artisanal mining to support their families and live a life free of crime.
As I did, my papa, my mom, all of them, they know say, now for this place are they. They know the work say, now the work they do. Now money would they find. So even better for us. Where to go carry another person's this thing, we will know one now. That's why we come this place with the sofa so that we will get our own this thing.
Yeah, abin da nake son zama, na gama zama mai aikin tela. Ina son tara kuɗi ne saboda kuɗin ɗinki. Kuɗin da za shigar da mutum ɗinki.
Ban da sana'ar da ta wuce in yi wagga, ita ɗaya nake so in yi. Har abadan har in mutu, in zama dila in tara.
While some were there out of necessity, for others it was compulsory, and for most it was circumstantial. But the children have two things in common. They are missing out on an education and are being exposed to hazardous substances which portend grave danger to their health in years to come. As we got back to the FCT, I sought to speak with the President, Miners Association of Nigeria, Dele Anyalike. He tells me that although the association is aware of the activities of underaged minors, the larger problem lies within the activities of illegal and artisanal miners. Over the years, the federal government, worried by the rising spate of underaged and illegal miners' activities in the country, says it is setting up strategies aimed at addressing this issue. Since unveiling his blueprint in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, has stressed on the need to have a formal structure to monitor the activities of miners so as to enable the sector achieve its desired results. In all these interactions, the big question remains: how long before something is done? Until action is taken and the right facilities are put in place, children will continue to toil in the belly of gold pits in mining communities across the country in a bid to earn meager income, even if it means paying the ultimate price.
In a historic meeting, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, engaged in high-level discussions with foreign ministers from Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and representatives from Norway and Denmark on Tuesday. The talks held in Abuja focused on deepening the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and the Nordic countries, which dates back to Nigeria's independence. The delegation included top officials from the Nordic countries who emphasized the significance of the partnership. Clearview's Florence Joshua brings us details of this historic event.
Nigeria's Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, highlighted the historic ties between Nigeria and Nordic countries, noting Finland's early recognition of Nigeria as a republic. He praised the Nordic countries for their consistent support in Nigeria's fight against terrorism, particularly in de-radicalization and resettlement efforts. The discussion covered various areas including trade relations, renewable energy, research and development, and global security. Tugar emphasized President Bola Tinubu's initiative to reduce reliance on imported petroleum products and praised the Nordic countries for their advancements in cyclical economy and renewable energy.
Very interested also in partnering with us. We have the Technical Aid Corps, which is an agency under this government. Technical Aid Corps has been sending out Nigerian professionals, university lecturers, doctors, teachers, engineers since 1987 This is something that a lot of people don't get to know. And this is something that we are letting our partners know so that they know what Nigeria has been doing for Africa, for Caribbean countries, for the Pacific. This is why Nigeria still has this respect, even though a lot of our citizens sometimes speak ill of the country. Nigeria has been accomplishing so much, and it is respected regardless of anything you might hear out there on the international stage. So these are some of the things that we discussed.
The Nordic delegation, led by Swedish Foreign Affairs Minister Tobias Billström, underscores the long-standing relationship and Nigeria's significant role on the global stage. Billström highlighted Nigeria's contributions to global development through its technical aid corps and praised the country's support for international cooperation efforts. The talk also addressed global challenges, including Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine and the adoption of Security Council Resolution 2719, which addresses Africa's underrepresentation in the UN Security Council.
It is important to recognize and address Africa's underrepresentation in the Security Council. And to this end, the Nordics supports the extension and expansion of the Council in both the permanent and two-year term elected categories. Just like Nigeria, the N5 is firmly committed to standing up for the international rules-based order, democracy, and human rights. These values are now under attack, notably through Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, which threatens not only peace and security, but the very principles of territorial integrity and sovereignty. And we acknowledge and welcome Nigeria's clear stance in the UN General Assembly on this matter in defense of international law and the UN Charter, as well as leading the way for many other countries.
The visit marked the first of its kind outside of Europe and reaffirmed the strong partnership between Nigeria and the Nordic countries, spanning various critical areas including global and regional security, trade, investment and human rights, democracy, and combating climate change. The 5 Nordic countries mentioned are Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
Marriage is a social institution that is designed, among other things, to ensure the happiness and fulfillment of the couple. With the rising cases of divorce in Nigeria today, Clearview News Imefon Okon sought the opinions of religious leaders on the stand of Islam and Christianity on divorce, as well as the implications of divorce on children and the society.
Marriage is a social institution that is designed, among other things, by God to be enjoyed by humans and not to be endured. Hence, it involves 2 adults that come together to live as one. Conflict may arise, leading to disagreement that could shake the union to its very foundation. Against this backdrop, some religious leaders speak on the stand of Islam and Christianity on divorce.
When God created marriage, He didn't create marriage with divorce in mind. It is the hardness of the heart of men that introduced divorce. However, Jesus said, if for any reason one has to undergo that, it should be for unfaithfulness in marriage, when there is infidelity in marriage. So that's the only condition that Jesus gave for divorce. But, we are living in changing times. In a situation where there is violence in the marriage, domestic violence, and the life of one or both partners in the marriage are at stake. It is advisable, for them to separate than for them to create a scenario where it will lead to injury or fatality, or death.
So the stand of Islam on divorce is a detestable act. Is a condemnable act. Is a discouraged act. Even though there is permissibility of it in Islam, but it is a right that is detestable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The religious leaders speak on some factors responsible for divorce.
1 is ignorance. Number 2 is impatience. Number 3 is inexposed of both sides. Number 4, absence of consciousness of God. Number 5, lack of proper understanding before marriage. Number 6, economic reason. Number 7, unnecessary interference of both families. So these are some of the factors that contribute. And I first mentioned of ignorance. Because they rush into marriage without having proper knowledge and understanding of what marriage is all about. You know, that is why they fail to attend counseling session. The economic reason is also another problem, where the wife believes the husband has to provide everything Islamically. That is what Islam says, that a man must provide everything 100% for his wife. But in this present situation, that will be difficult to achieve. Another thing is unnecessary interference. You see, that's what we call third parties. And so when you relate your private issues with other people outside, some of them who are not even as lucky as you are will give you a bad advice.
So many factors. 1, economic factors. 2, a lot of people did not really prepare for the marriage. Most people prepare for the wedding. Wedding is one-day event. Marriage is a lifetime experience. So a lot of people focus on that one-day event, forgetting that marriage is more than just that one-day event.
It's often said that the effect of divorce goes beyond just the couples. It extends to the children's future life and the society.
So it affects the children emotionally. It affects their self-esteem. And then, of course, some of the divorces also affect the children economically, because some of the women are not able to cope with the economic challenges that comes with divorce. So it brings poverty, it brings social, emotional problems, and so many things. It's a gamut of problems.
Number 1, psychological life. Number 2, the educational life of the children. It affects it. Then the morals of the children. It will affect the morality of the children once the parents are not together again. You see, because you have to put hands together, join hands together to bring up your children. When it becomes an individual, that's why we have single parents today. I am with my children. It's a problem. It's a trauma to both of them, except that deceive themselves. The husband will be traumatic, the wife will be traumatic. Wherever they are, it brings about enmity, even into the society. When you have high rate of divorce, this one becomes enemy of this in the same community. How many enemies do we want to have?
Experts say a family is the bedrock of any society. A healthy family produces healthy and crime-free individuals in a society, while an unhealthy and unstable family produces an unstable and criminal infiltrated society or community. Imefonokon, reporting for Clever News.
On the foreign scene, Iran on Tuesday rejected European countries' attempts at mediation amid rising tensions in the Middle East, as Tehran has insisted on its right to launch a retaliatory strike on Israel. Iran Foreign Ministry spokesman Nasir Kanani in Tehran said the calls are politically one-sided and illogical, as they encourage Israel to commit even more crimes in the region. Kanani said Iran does not need advice or permission from abroad to defend its security and territorial integrity. Meanwhile, European leaders, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer have called on Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian to prevent a further military escalation in the Middle East. And to sports, Kylian Mbappe is set to make his much-anticipated debut for Real Madrid in the UEFA Super Cup match against Atalanta this Wednesday night at the National Stadium in Warsaw. The Champions League winners will face Atalanta, who clinched the Europa League title last season. Mbappe, who joined Madrid last month and has been on a break following his participation in Euro 2024, will be eager to secure his first trophy trophy in a Madrid jersey. Meanwhile, their opponent, Atalanta, have bolstered their squad with recent additions. The UEFA Super Cup clash promises to be an exciting showcase for new and seasoned talents alike as Real Madrid and Atalanta battle for the prestigious title. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. Laughter is good for you, but it isn't always the best medicine. When you're sick, go to the doctor. You're welcome back. Nigerian singer Chike Ezekweazu Osebuka, best known as Chike, recently has gifted a troll 1 million naira after being insulted for gaining fame through late singer Mohbad. Recall that Chike recorded a hit song, Egu, prior to the late artist's death, which would later become one of his top charting songs. However, some netizens took to Elon Musk's X to accuse Chike of bagging fame from his single with the late Mohbad. It all started when the musician shared a video on the microblogging site announcing his latest release, after which a troll immediately accosted him online. The two continued for a while until it reached the point where the high life singer accused the ex-user of being hungry and mentioned sending him 1 million naira. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
A 62-year-old man, Tahir Ahmed, has been arrested by the operatives of Bauchi State Police Command for the production of fake Naira notes. Nigerian singer Chike Ezekweazu Osebuka, popularly known as Chike, recently has gifted a troll 1 million naira after being insulted for gaining fame through late. We also told you that Iran on Tuesday rejected European countries' attempts at mediation amid rising tensions in the Middle East, as Tehran has insisted on its right to launch a retaliatory strike on Israel.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.